Nature, it's always changing. One might even say it's dynamic. Today, we have reached a crossroads. We must decide which nature we want to preserve for the good of future generations. How do we judge the most suitable nature for our civilization? Let us begin by revisiting Earth's history.
In the beginning, Earth was mostly a barren and inhospitable wasteland for oxygen-dependent life forms. Although anaerobic microbes were able to survive, it was going to take a radical change in Earth's climate to allow for more complex life to develop. Over the course of several billion years, these microbes and their exhaled oxygen allowed for greater species to arise. But is this the nature suitable for us?
Humans also face threats from outside our own planet. Approximately 65 million years ago, a large meteor impacted the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, triggering one of the most recent mass extinctions. It is hypothesized that air bursts from meteoroids set the majority of North America on fire 13,000 years ago and flattened 80 million trees over 830 square miles in Russia in 1908.
Let us explore a more recent and recurring nature in Earth's history. In the past 500 million years, Earth has seen at least 3 major periods of glaciations. Today, civilization depends on every accessible freshwater source in addition to suitable temperatures and land quality for agricultural production. Envision that precious fresh water locked into glacial structures and the earth frozen, unable to support our agricultural growth. How would we survive?
Abiotic factors are not the only sources of danger for our species. One must consider the threat posed by other species when deciding on a nature to preserve. For example, when looking at natures from 230 to 65 million years ago, we would face a severe extinction threat from dinosaurs. 25 to just 1.5 million years ago, we would have dealt with the megalodon, a relative of the great white that grew to lengths of more than 50 feet.
Civilization today has managed to incorporate fossil fuels into almost every aspect of our lifestyles. What many do not realize is the extreme conditions and extended amounts of time required for these fossil fuels to form is the only way they may be of use. Had we lived on Earth millions of years ago, it is possible that these resources we have come to depend on so heavily would have not yet been formed.
From inside the Earth itself, there is the ever-present danger of volcanic activity. For example, when Mount Tambora in Indonesia erupted in 1815, it caused what is known as the Year Without a Summer. A more drastic eruption took place 70,000 years ago when another volcano, Lake Toba, exploded with such force that scientists believe it lowered the temperature of the Earth by up to 15 degrees Celsius.
The current state of nature is the one to preserve. The majority of previous natures were unsuitable for human development as they lacked many things we now depend on. Whether it was a lack of safety, resources, healthy air and water, or dangerous predators and climates, the current nature is the best nature for us as humans to survive in.
What do you think?
Sometimes I can't help